Alright, coming into the morning, mainly bullish bias to this 4 hour gap up here. Um, Price is retracing. We've already tapped into the monthly gap, and we're kind of getting a strong retrace here. So I think I would want to see a pretty decent retracement. So the next target for me would be this 4 hour gap. We could even eventually come up and tap the daily gap above. Um, So I'm kind of short-term bullish here. Yes, we have pumped a lot, but like the only other valid draws for me would be this daily gap up here and then this 4 hour sell side down here. I wouldn't really love to target anything else. Um, I wouldn't really love to target this 4 hour gap until we come up and retrace higher, because until then we're kind of just bouncing around between gaps. So my thesis is I want to see a stronger retrace higher. Um, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Could potentially come down, tap this 1 hour gap before heading higher. Added confluence for longs though is there's just this random extreme data wick up here. So added liquidity up here on the way to the 4 hour gap. Right now we're just selling. Could potentially, I mean, it looks like we're going to go tap this 1 hour gap. Not really a sell opportunity though, and like I said, I mean it's Monday. Definitely don't want to force anything on Monday. That is a 5 minute candle close though, so like after sweeping the highs, there's just no way you can get a good risk to reward here. Yeah. So looks like we're gonna go tap that 1 hour gap. We'll see if we hold it or not, and then continue higher. But I don't really love the draws to the downside personally. Yeah, the only draws to the downside would be this 4 hour gap, and like I said, I wouldn't really want to target that because we're kind of just bouncing around between gaps. I think it's very logical to have a much deeper retrace here. If you kind of just take like equilibrium of this move, it would be kind of up here. So tapped the 1 hour gap just now, it looks like. So we will see whether or not we hold this, and we'll see what happens, but definitely not gonna force anything first day of the trading week on a Monday. So we're kind of in a scenario now where there's just been crazy displacement to the downside, not holding this 1 hour gap at all. So I mean, it looks clear to me that this 4 hour gap, which is what I have marked out here, is the drawn liquidity. After this kind of open, I just don't think we're gonna be able to get a good entry here, if we're being honest. Like, yeah, just with the way that structure is, I don't think we're gonna be able to get an entry to the 4 hour gap, even if I wanted to, right? Like, that's just not a good enough retrace, really. That's a strong 15-minute candle to the downside. We also haven't taken, oh yeah, we did. We slightly took that, it looks like. Oh no, we didn't. But crazy 15-minute candle close. If we wanted to come tap the 5 minute, I would love that, to be honest. So I don't even really care about that 1 hour gap for right now. Gonna mark out this 5 minute. Um, if we come tap to 5, can potentially take a trade, but like other than that, probably not, unless, yeah, bro. The thing is, the stop is like 30 points. Yeah, I mean, if we come tap the 5, that would be like the only scenario where I could take a trade. And it would be something like that. Break even here. But we'll see. Alright, if you wanted to, like the entry would be right here. I'm not willing to put risk on the table for this. Just personally on a Monday. Already not liking the draw, but could get filled for a 1-to-1 right here. Tap the 1 minute, displace lower, close below the internal low. So that would be the entry. If this was like a very good, like strong drawn liquidity, like maybe you're kind of shorting way down into the range though. So I would only do this if I love the draw. I mean, the 4-hour gap is pretty clear. This just isn't something I would want to put risk on personally on a Monday. And if I don't love it, I'm not gonna force anything, right? We also kind of came down and already. This isn't really like a prominent low here, but at this point, I would probably be break even just after coming back up and then coming back down to the internal low. So if I did go break even, I would have been break even most likely. Because in a scenario like this, like if you're entering this low, you just want to see it absolutely just completely instantly flush to the downside. So like if we're gonna come back up to where the entry is and then sweep out the low and then come back up to the break even point, like I don't know, this whole trade, like this whole potential trade is just very sketch to me. So all right, so we did come down and tap that 4-hour gap. I would have definitely gotten break even to there. Like if I didn't go break even the first time, I definitely would have gotten break even on this candle and then tapped the break even point. So that's just pretty poor delivery. And part of the reason why I stayed out of it regardless. So my bullish bias did not play out at all. So looking like no trades today for me, unless by some miracle we expand another 200 points down to that sell side. Highly unlikely. So yeah. Alright, I have now locked myself out of the account. It is 10:48 New York time, so this is when I get off typically, and you can see after we come down and tap the 4-hour gap, Top Step doesn't want to load, but after we come down and tap the 4-hour gap where this line is, you can see we then start to chop. So that was clearly the main objective of the morning. Not what I originally wanted to see coming in with like bias wise, but once it was confirmed down here, you saw the live analysis zooming in, like just nothing that I liked in order to take a trade to this 4-hour gap. We take it, we start to chop. That's the main objective. And so yeah, not going to force anything that I don't love on a Monday. Also, we have red folder news like literally every single day this week, I'm pretty sure. So should be lots of volatility, good opportunity this week. So that's the trade recap for me. No trades for me. And let me know if y'all were able to catch these shorts this morning. In my opinion, me personally would have had to like snipe this from way up here if there just wasn't a good retracement that I liked. Yeah, so we'll see what happens leading into tomorrow and overnight structure. And hopefully we can catch some good opportunity later this week. So that's what I saw. That was my analysis for Monday this week. So appreciate you watching, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.